Okay, this is a circuit diagram. You're supposed to draw wire to form a closed circuit to light up the bulb as bright as possible. Okay, in order to do this, right, you must understand there are two batteries here. So if I want this bulb to be as bright as possible, I must connect these two dry cells or batteries in what? Series. So series meaning the positive end of one must connect to the negative end of the other. So this is a shortcut I teach you to do two methods, okay, to show all the possible answer. So you notice a bulb, right? So one side of this is a metal casing. Okay, metal casing, I touch it to the negative side. Okay, so you must take into consideration. So this positive one must touch the negative. Okay, this one. And then the positive touch the other one. Okay, this one flow very smoothly, right? Can you see? So effectively, these two battery is connected in series. So the plus is connected to the minus, and the plus to the metal tip, and this part to this part. So there's one possible answer. Okay, so the second possible answer, I use another color to show you. So let's say if you start with this side, okay, maybe I start with a negative one. So I change the negative one. If I touch here, right, you will start this way. So you just tell yourself. So this is positive, right? Positive must go to the negative to here, and then this side to the metal casing also is possible. So you just track. So this negative to here, this one to here, and then this side. So there are two possible answers. But I just show one. So I'm just showing you the possibility of connecting this. Okay. So I erase off this one to avoid any confusion. Okay, this method. Okay, next, this is constructing circuits with conditions. So now you're supposed to draw a circuit diagram that meet this requirement. So these requirements are stated here very clearly. One switch control all the bulbs. The other switch control the brighter bulb. The two bulbs, same brightness, and cannot be controlled independently. Okay. So this total two switches, there's a hint there. So that means total I have three bulbs. By reading, you know she have three bulbs because they say one switch control all bulbs. The other switch control the brighter bulb. Can you see this is a singular, the brighter bulb, one. Okay. Then two bulbs have the same brightness. Okay, total there are three bulbs. So this is a master switch. So I make it easier. Maybe I draw it bigger. Because drawing here not so smooth as I'm using the mouse to draw. Okay, so I draw this one bulb here. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, two bulbs, right? This two bulb, right? And then there's one more here. This one is the other bulb. Okay, so one switch, this is the switch that controls all the bulb. So I must join this one, join here, join here. Can you see this one can light up this? Okay, one switch control all the bulbs. So this one, I also join this one. Okay, but you take note, if I join here, this bulb cannot be controlled. So I need one additional switch here to control this. So this is the one. This switch control everything. Okay, provided this is closed. Okay, because they say the other switch control the brighter bulb. Okay, so this is the answer for this one. Okay, next question. So you notice for this two bulbs, right? Okay, this condition has been satisfied. The two bulbs have the same brightness and cannot be controlled independently. Okay, cannot be controlled independently. And then this one can be controlled independently. Okay, if you switch on, if you so-called close the circuit, right? this bulb 1 will be brighter than the bulb 2 and bulb 3. Okay, bulb 2 and 3 have the same brightness, but bulb 1 will be brighter. Okay, next question. Okay, this question also from my book, Mastering P5, P6 Science OEQ. These are 4 springs. Okay, she added loads one at a time and measured the spring. Okay, this is the result. So name the forces acting on the load. Okay, forces acting on load. Okay, by the way, there are 4 springs here. Okay, these 2 springs on top, the L and the O, this you can write down here, these are the extension spring. Extension spring means more load become longer. This one below, they are the compression springs. Compression spring means more load, they become shorter. Okay, more load becomes shorter. Okay, how do you interpret? Can you see this one, this part? I'm teaching you how to interpret the graph. So mass of load. So for example, if you can draw here equal intervals, then you can understand. So maybe this is 40, 40, then 60, 80, 100. Okay, this is in grams. So if you see, if you draw a line down from here, let me use another inner line. If I draw a line from here, 60 go up, right? Okay, you will notice at 60 gram, okay, because all start from the same original length. So the L and O will become longer because they are going up. But the V and the E become shorter, is going down. So that's why it's compression. More weight becomes shorter for compression. For extension spring, more weight become longer. So for this, this graph, you need to know how to interpret why this is extension, why this is compression. Okay, there's a QR code for you to scan to visit my YouTube channel to understand the explanation. So name the forces acting on the load is very easy, right? So it is pulling down, so you have a gravitational force. Gravitational and, okay, because spring got this thing called what? Elastic, right? Spring forces. So these are the 2 forces acting on the load, gravitational and elastic spring forces. Okay, next, this device is to capture birds feeding on the food. So they ask you which spring which is most suitable to be used to ensure that her setup can capture video recording of birds with small masses. Okay, that means I want the spring to activate. Can you see this is open circuit? So when the bird lands here, it will cause the spring to compress, right? So this part will touch each other, electric current will flow through and capture the bird that lands on the platform. So you must understand, I want to choose a spring that must be compressed. So by understanding this, you will narrow down your choices to either V or E. So is it V or E? In order to be more sensitive. So I want the spring to compress more when a lightweight is put there. So you can see, right? So if I use an example here, maybe I use 40 gram. Okay, at 40 gram, if you dot upwards, right? Can you see E will compress more than V? Okay, E will be shorter at the 40 gram. So answer is E, spring E. Okay, spring E. So the reason is for the same mass, right? So this is how you answer. I teach you for this one. Okay. So it says spring E for the same mass, right? For the same mass, spring E will compress more than spring V. Okay. The contact can touch each other more easily when birds of small masses land on the platform. Okay, so this answer, spring E. Okay, for the same mass, spring E compresses more than spring V. Therefore, the contact can touch each other more easily when birds of small masses land on the platform. So similarly, I will save this and send to the chat there for you to review the answer. Okay, next question. Which spring is most suitable to be used for bathroom scale to measure very heavy masses? So bathroom scale, I already given you the hint. They uses compression spring. So again, you look at the spring here. Is it V or E? So now it's opposite. Just now measure lightweight, right? I use E. So measure heavy weight, I should use V. Because V, right? Spring V compresses less than spring E for the same mass. So therefore, spring V can withstand the compression of very heavy masses. Okay, so for this answer, I would showcase to you here. Okay, so it's spring V. A bathroom scale. Hold on, something wrong. The screen share. Okay, here. This part. Okay, a bathroom scale uses compression spring. So since spring V compresses less than spring E for the same mass, therefore, spring V can withstand the compression of very heavy masses. Okay, so this is the answer for this part. Okay, spring B. Same thing, I will send the answer to you all for you to review. Okay, I already sent through your chat group. You can download that. Okay, this one is about forces in action also. So you can see here, there are two surfaces S and Q. Okay, which surface is smoother? So again, how to interpret this graph? The time and the distance traveled. So they start from the same, right? So you push the toy van this way with the same force. So within the same time, can you see S travel more? So surface S, right, is smoother. Okay, surface S. So this question is from here. Surface S. So you must state the correct surface S. How to explain in terms of forces? Okay, this is how you read the answer I share with you. So you should mention surface S, state the correct one. The frictional force between the wheels of the toy van and surface S was lesser than the frictional force between the wheels of the toy car and surface Q. Okay, this way. Okay, surface S. Okay, the frictional force between the wheels of the toy van and surface S was lesser than the frictional force. So you must compare. Always use the word between when you talk about frictional force. Between what surfaces? Okay, state one method to reduce the friction between the two surfaces. So very easy. You just say apply lubricants on the surface. Okay, this one. Apply lubricant on the surfaces. Okay, besides the toy car, state two variables that must be kept constant. So definitely, right, you must use the same force, right? And the starting position of the car must be the same. So these are the two variables. The amount of force used to push the toy car and the starting position of the toy cars. So these are the two variables that must be kept the same. Okay. We have about 5 more minutes. Okay, this one is from the Fuhua Primary School also. These questions, I give you about 1 minute to look through and then I discuss the answer. Okay, let's analyze this question, right? This one is about energy conversion. So the ball at this position will have what? GPE, right? So it's good to annotate all these things if you look at the questions. So this will remind you. So at the height, right, has GPE. So the iron ball will roll down, right? So roll down will have what? KE, right? Correct. And then as you go down the track will have what? Frictional force, right? So these are the important things I will teach you to annotate. So frictional force I put in red color because it reduce. So they ask you what form of energy did the ball have at point A before? So this is GPE. So just say gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy. So this one must get a full marks. Make sure you spell correctly. Gravitational potential energy. Okay. Then he observed that when the iron ball was released, it moved past point B, but not able to reach C. So you highlight this one, not able to reach C. Explain his observation. Okay, notice actually B and the A and B, right, is almost at the same height or at the same height. So definitely the GPE will not be enough to be converted into kinetic energy to overcome this and go to C. So maybe when the ball roll here, okay, because they say it moved past, that means maybe they even given it further, can move past here. So maybe the ball roll past point B, okay, and maybe drop down or what, fall down vertically, and then cannot roll down to point C. Okay, so they say explain this observation. So this is how you should answer. You say that, okay, some of the ball's kinetic energy was converted to heat and sound energy because I told you there's a friction there, right? So the ball does not have enough KE to get to C. So this is how the student answered. It's from the last year's prelim paper. She got 1 full mark. Okay, so you put this on. Some of the ball's kinetic energy was converted to heat and sound energy. So the ball does not have enough KE. Okay, you put kinetic energy and in here to get to C. So next, Danny modified the setup. He covered the surface of the track with a layer of oil and raised point A. That will make point A higher. The ball is able to move past point B and reach C. Explain why this happened. Okay, firstly, the lubricant, right, the oil, right, reduces the frictional force. Okay, so this student, I will show you why she lost 1 mark. Actually, this is a 2 mark question. Okay, the oil reduces frictional force between the ball and the track, correct? Allow it to move faster. Okay, but she didn't answer the part when you raise point A. Because when you raise point A, the ball will have more gravitational potential energy and it will be converted to more kinetic energy. Okay, so this is the part she lost this part. So when the ball is higher, right, the iron ball will have more gravitational potential energy, which will be converted to more, okay, which will be converted to more kinetic energy. So this one add in for her, this part. Okay, add in this part. So then you will get the full 4 mark question. Okay. Any questions so far? Can follow, right, this one? So I will screenshot this question, and then we'll send to you all shortly. Okay, this question I've gone through earlier, right? This one, kinetic energy. So you do this, this question as homework, this one, quite simple. Okay, it's about comparing the seed dispersal. Okay, this one is a very good question. You make a star there, this question. Asterisk. Okay, this question. Try to do it yourself before I discuss with you next week. Okay, about this prem. Okay, not prem, I mean what do you call that? Cradle, the cradle, yeah. Okay. And then this one as well. This is the same questions. Having a Zoom meeting with Mr. Lawrence Wong last year during my lesson. So the rest are post-PSLE activity. So I wish you all the best in your learning with me. So I will see you next week, everyone. Okay? Take care. God bless.